Boom, 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 boom. Hello, my name is Skelbo, and today my creator Rob from Justin's Toys is gonna show you how to make me. Yay! So in order to set up your loom for the skeleton, you are just going to need one large base, one small base, and then a bar pin. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to PG's Lumacy, because if it wasn't for him, honestly, there would not be any action figures today. So check out his channel. You can click right here, and he is the originator of the action figures. Anyhow, to get your loom set up, one bar pin, a large base, a small base. And what you want to do is, I start off with the arrow facing the right, and I'm going to connect it to the center of the large base as far to the left as possible. Then secure the other end with a small base in the center, just like that. Then we're going to be using these pegs right here that are in between. And that is your complete setup. Okay, so in order to make this skeleton, you are going to start off with the feet, then the legs, then the body, then the arms, and then the head. So right now we're making the feet, and what you want to do is grab one white rubber band and then cap it. I know that capping bands are really annoying, but the easiest way I find in order to cap a band is to take it, put it on a peg like this, then twist it. You can see I just twisted it into an 8, then use the corner of this peg right here, push down so now my thumb is actually touching that corner of that peg, and then push the rest of the band over. And that's going to create that cap band right there. You want to place another cap band right here as well, just like this. As you see, I twisted it and I'm bringing this over. And then you want to take your hook and you want to twist this band into a figure 8 over here. I'm going to do that by going in with my hook, using the bottom of this peg and bringing the band up just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing here, except I'm going to use the top of this peg and I'm going to bring the band down just like that. And that way it's symmetric. If you place a mirror here, you'll see this band here is on top and this band here is on top. But that's just a little perfectionist touch. Now, if you know how to make a classic double capped single band, this part is self-explanatory. But if you don't, you just take a band. Again, we're doing that capping method, placing it on this peg, capping method, placing it on this peg, and pulling this out. But this time it's not 8s, we're just putting it on top normally. Okay. Over here, the same thing, just putting it on top normally. And then we're going to bring up the bottom bands on all 4 pegs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we're going to push down and we're going to do the same thing 2 more times. So cap band, bring this over, bring this over, and over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, push down, and then 1, cap band, 1, 2, and then bring up the bottom of all 4 pegs. 1, 2. Okay, so that is the foot. And this part is a little tricky. We are going to create a ankle right here by slip knotting this band. So what you want to do is you want to fold this band over here and this band over here. And you're going to do that. The easiest way is to hold on like this. Okay. And then grab your hook. While you're holding on to this, you're going to take this off. You're going to bring it back over this peg. Make sure you get in both bands. Just like that. And you can let go. And then do the same thing over here, but we're bringing this one. We're going towards the center. So we're going to pull this off and then bring it up and over. Just like that. Okay? Now, on these two pegs, you want to grab the bottom two bands on this peg and bring it up and over. So you can see it created this slip knot that makes it a joint. And later on, when you add more bands, it's going to create this L shape. Okay? So over here, there's no groove out here, so the easiest thing to do is go in here, kind of pull this out if you have to, and then grab those bottom two, then bring it around up and over. Carefully though. So you saw that could have fell off. Then tug on it slightly, and then push down a little bit. So now we're going to grab another band, place it on this peg right here, cap it, okay, then put another cap band right here, just like that, pull it over regularly like we were doing before, do the same thing over here, and then bring the feet up. So I'm grabbing these two bands right here, I'm pulling it around the corners of this peg and bringing it over to the center, just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to go in, bring this up to the center, just like that. Okay? Then I'm going to push down. So now at this point, I'm just going to continue like I did the feet. Just a cap band over here, a cap band over there. And I'm just going to continue this classic double capped single band for another 7 times. And this is my first one. So, bring up the bottom 4. So that's 1. Push down. Capped over here. Capped over here. Bring this over. Bring this over. Bring up the bottom 4. That is 2. Push down. Capped over here. Capped over here. I'll do another angle this time. Bring this over regular. Make sure you're grabbing both of them. Bring this over regular. One over here. One over here. One over here. One over here. So that's 3. Push down. Capped. Capped. Pull this over. Pull this over. Bring this up. Bring this up. Bring this up. Bring this up. That is 4. Capped. Capped. Bring this over. One. Push down. That's 5. That's 6. And this is the last one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then push down. Okay, so right here we're going to start the body, right? And this is kind of like a dragon scale with a twist. So shout outs to Cheryl Mayberry for creating that pattern, but it's a little different. You want to turn this loom around, and right here you want to grab just a single white. Place it on top, but we're going to twist this into an 8. So again, like we did before on our first band, you're going to hold this and you're going to use the bottom of this peg right here to bring this band up, just like that. Okay, and you're going to do the mirror image on this side. It's extremely important that you do this, or else you're going to get a sloppy rib cage. So again, here, you're going to use the bottom of this peg right here, and you're bringing this up, just like that. Okay, if you did it right, it'll look like this. And at this point, you want to grab the bottom two. Also make sure that you turn your loom around and your legs are up here. Alright, you want to grab these 2 bands right here and bring it up, just like this, and then grab these 2 bands over here and bring it up. I'm gonna get around those corners and bring it up just like that. Okay, now you want to push down, but you want to remember that these 2 bands is 1 set, so make sure you keep track. Next, you want to grab a black band, which is going to be that center band right there. And you just want to apply it straight on those center 2 pegs, just like that. And then at this point, we're just bringing up 1 band. Okay, and push down. And then again, we're going to do those 2 outsides, but we're going to twist them just like we did before. Okay, and then we're going to bring up the bottom on all 4, but remember on these 2 outsides that it's the double cap one, so we want to bring up both of them. So over here, we're going to go in, grab both of those, bring it up, and this black one, bring it up, this black one, bring it up, and over here it's both of these. Best way is go into this groove, maybe pull on this slightly so you can get in easier. Grab those 2 and then bring it up. Then push down, and again grab another black, place it on the center 2 pegs, And now bring up just that bottom single. So right here, there's 1, and there's 2. Okay, and push down, and again, we gotta twist, grab a white, twist it on top of these 2 right pegs, and then twist it on top these 2 left. Again, bring up the bottom band on all 4 of these pegs. Remember, there's no cap on this one, so it's just going to be a single band. So 1, just that bottom black, 2, 3, and then just this bottom white, 4. Okay? Again, a black band in the center, just 1 going on normally, and bring up the bottom 2. 1, 2. Alright, now we're going to place a white band connecting these 2 pegs and a white band connecting these 2 pegs, but we're not twisting this one. We're just putting it on regular. Just like this. Then we're going to bring up the bottom band on all 4 pegs. Alright, so 1, 2, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay? Okay, we're also bringing up the bottom band on the outside 2 pegs. So we're bringing up the bottom band over here to the center. Okay, and the bottom band over here, up and over to the center. Now push down, and now we're going to start building the hands and arms. Okay, so in order to make the hands, it's just a triple capped band. As you can see here, there's 3 ends. You just want to take a single band, and the easiest way to triple cap is take the hook, have the hook facing forward, go in front of that right side of that rubber band, then bring this around through, bring it forward, creating that 8, and bring this hook through here, push in a little bit, then bring it back forward, and I'm touching my skin or my nail right now, and I'm bringing it down this time. And then while I'm touching my skin, I'm just going to go through that loop again. And that's going to create the perfect triple cap band. Now you want to grab all 3 ends, just like this, and I'm going to place this right here on this peg. So 1 off the rightmost band, just like this, and place it over here. Right, so I'm going to do that same exact thing, but I'm going to apply it onto this peg right here. So again, hold it, get in front, go through, bring it through, push in a little bit, bring this back, and then push in. Alright, now grab that and put it over this peg. Alright, so again, just like before, now we're going to put a cap band over here, and then a cap band over here, and we're gonna bring these over normally. Just like that. Over here, we're grabbing it, bringing it over normally, and then we're going to bring up these triple cap to the center of these cap bands. So, grabbing all 3 ends of that triple cap, and getting around these corners, and I'm bringing it to the center, just like that. Okay, same exact thing with this over here. This gets kind of tricky, but easiest way it is to get into this groove. Grab those 3 and pull it up and over into the center, just like that. Okay, so now you want to push down, and then you want to continue the classic double cap single sequence for another 4 times. So bring this over. Bring this over. And then 1. 3. 4. Okay, so that's 1. And we have to do that same exact thing 3 more times. Push down 2 more times. And this is the last one before we create the elbow. Alright, so just like we did the ankle in the beginning of this video, we are again going to bring this end of this band back onto this peg, this end of this band back onto this peg, and the easiest way to do that is hold on to this with your left hand or your non-dominant hand, grab these 2, pull them off while I'm holding on to this, and bring these up and over, just like that. Again, maybe it's better to push down first so there's space. Alright, so hold on to this, your other hand, go in with your hook, grab these 2, just like this, bring these up and over, using the corner of this peg, just like that. Okay, and just like how we slip knotted it to create an ankle, right here you want to pull and you want to grab just the bottom 2, so just pull so you can get into that groove. Here's another angle, grab those bottom 2 and then bring it over this peg, let it go, and there's a slip knot, and that'll create a joint. And over here, same thing, just gonna grab those bottom 2 bands, carefully bring it over, making sure that we don't grab any of the top two bands accidentally. Bring it over here and pull slightly to create that slip knot. Alright, so now we want to push down. Grab another band, place it on this peg right here, cap it, then put another cap band right here, pull it over regularly like we were doing before. Do the same thing over here, and then we're going to bring these arms back up to the center of this cap band. So there's one. There's two. Push down, and then another 3 steps of cap bands on top. So there's one. Okay, now bring up the bottom 4. Alright, so now 2 more. Alright, bring this out, bring this out, bring up the bottom bands on all 4 pegs. Okay, and this is the last one before we put it and attach it to the body. So, there's 1, and there's 2. So grab it, bring it out, grab it, bring it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, just gonna tug on it just to straighten it out. Okay, so this next part is kind of tricky. We're gonna put these arms onto the body, but pay very close attention. So what we want to do is take all the bands on the outermost pegs, so these 2 pegs right here, and bring it 1 peg in to these 2 pegs. So over here, the easiest way to do this is to hold onto this arm against this bar pin over here. That way you apply some tension towards the center. Hold your hook forward, grab these 2 just like this, and then slowly bring this back up and over this peg using the corner of that peg. Just like that. Okay? Then you want to turn your loom around. You want to do the same thing on this peg right here. Hold on against the bar pin, that arm. Grab these 2 with your hook facing forward. Bring this back. Use that corner of that peg. Make sure you get through both. And then bring it up and over. Okay? Now this part gets really tricky. You want to push down and you want to go in front of all these bands right here. Okay? So you see this single band and then all the ends of this arm. You want to go in front of all of these bands, grab just that single bottom band, get around these corners, pull. While you're holding on to this, you know, it's probably actually safer to put this over this peg right here. Hold on top of this, just like that, and pull these off. And once you do that, you want to bring this top single band back onto this peg. So that band that you just let go, you want to take off, hold it like this, and carefully swing it back and put it on just like that. And now you can see the arm is on the body. You want to do the same thing over here. Again, get inside all of these bands and grab just that single band right there, pull it out, get around this corner and swing it around. Okay. If it gets kind of tight, kind of wiggle it. And then bring it over. Just like that. And hold on top of this peg and pull these off. And then you want to bring this back. So take it off and bring it on. Okay? Now you want to grab these two bands and bring them out. So this band right here, best way to do it is to go in like this with the hook facing towards the left. Carefully pull it off and then put it back on. Just like that. And over here, pull this band off like this. I'm just going to swing, twist it around because I'm right-handed. Pull this off and bring it over this. Okay? Now turn it around. And at this point, you want to grab a band and you want to cap it. So over here, again, we're doing the twist. And then we're pulling this down just like this. But this is the last band that we're going to be using to tie everything together. So we're going to pull this all the way down and we're not going to touch it. So try to ignore this band for the rest of the tutorial because this is the one that we're using to clip. And then the next band I'm just going to cap as well. So twist it onto that peg and then swing it around. And now you want to bring all the outside bands back in one peg. So these bands are going to come here, these bands are going to come here. And I would highly recommend doing this one at a time because I've done it two at a time and they've fallen off. So again, going in like this, grab it, pull it off, use that edge, bring it over this peg, then grab this one again, pull it off the peg, and bring it over this. Let it go. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright. Grab just that top band, bring it down, use that edge, bring it off, then again, bring this last one up and over, use the top, and there you go. Okay? Now you want to push down and then you want to apply another cap band on top on these two pegs. So again, we're doing the twist just like this, swinging it around. And this part gets a little tricky as well. You want to get on the outside of this top cap band, the inside of these two bands that are going in, and then on the outside and grab these two. So the outside over here, the inside on these two bands, and then you're going to grab these from the bottom and pull out like this. You want to make sure these two bands right here remain on this peg, and you're going to pull this up and over the peg into the center, just like that. You're going to do the same exact thing with the other side. On the outside of that top band, easiest way is probably going in here. So go on the outside of these two, then go on the inside of these two that are holding onto the arm, and then grab those two right there. Lever it out because you do not want to grab these two bands on the top, and then bring this up and over the peg, just like that. Okay? Now you want to go inside these top two bands and then grab these two bands that are connected to the arm and bring it through the center of this peg. So again, I'm inside the top two, I'm grabbing these two right here, lever it out so I don't accidentally pull those two bands off, and then get around that corner and bring it around the peg. And over here you can just let it go. Okay? And that's going to unloosen the arm, as you can see. Do the same thing on this side. Again, inside these top two bands, outside these center two, just like this. Lever it out, and make sure you don't bring these other two bands up. Get around that corner and around this peg. Let it go right here, and then you can just pull it out. Alright, so that is the bottom of the head. Now push down, and then we are going to apply the first sets of bands for the head. We are going to put a cat band on here, and then a cat band on here. But we're going to twist them like we did the body. So this one, using the bottom of this peg, we're bringing this up. And this one, using the bottom of this peg, we're bringing this up. Okay? So now we are just going to bring up these two bands right here on the center, up and over, and then these two bands over here, up and over. Then we'll push down and then apply a cat band to these two pegs. So again, twist it on here, bring this over normally, and then bring up the bottom two bands. One and two. Okay, again, cat bands on the two outer sets. Twist it, and then twist it. Bring it out, but twist it this time. Bring this out, but we're going to use the top of this peg instead. As you can see, they're twisted symmetric. Now bring up the bottom on all four. So there's one. There's two. There's three. And there's four. Okay, and then push down. And then this band actually represents the eyes and the nose. So we're just placing this on top. Cat band in the center two pegs. Regular. Just like that. Okay. Bring up the bottom bands on these two pegs. There's one. And there's two. And push down. And then once again, cat bands on the outside sets. There's one. And there's There's 2. And pull this out. Pull this out. And this time we're just bringing up the bands in the center. So this black one's gonna go up, and this black one's gonna go up. Okay? And now we want to take both of these outside sets and both of these outside sets and bring them in one peg. So again, very carefully, I'm just going to do it like this. Hold my hook forward, grab these 2, bring it back, up and over this peg, push down, grab these 2 bands, bring it back. Okay, so that's everything on this peg. And over here, the same exact thing. Holding over here, I'm grabbing these 2 bands, push down on this peg, bring this up and over, and push down, grab these 2 bands, bring it up and over. Alright, so this is the last band. We're finally touching this band on the bottom. And what we're going to do is get in front of all of these bands right here, just like that, and grab these 2 and pull it out. We'll kind of lever this back and then bring this around this peg, circle around it, and then bring this up and over this peg right here. Just like that. Now you want to go on the outside of these top 2 bands that we just brought over, but go inside all the other bands except for these bottom 2 right here. So you got to be very precise. Get on the outside and get on the inside, and make sure you're only getting on the outside of those bottom 2 bands, which are these, and then grab those and then bring it up and over this peg, just like that. Okay, and you can let it go right here. And that's creating that slip knot that ties everything together. So at this point you can just push down and identify these 2 bands that look really tight. Pull this off and just tug on it. Kind of like wiggle it back and forth. And we're just tightening that knot that's right there. So while you're holding on to this, you can take all of these bands off on these 2 pegs and then pull. So as you can see, right now it looks really sloppy, but if you just tug on it in all different directions, eventually it'll reach its natural state. Okay, so over here I like to pull the arms down, pull the arms down. Over here I pull the legs down, pull the legs down. Alright, and adjust this cap link, kind of create knees. Pull the arms. Alright, so you can go in with your hook to clean it up. If the eyes seem like they're too big on this side, you can go back here, grab these on the back of the head, pull it back, and it'll make the eyes smaller. Okay. Right. And then over here, kind of see more eyes than I would like. So I'm just gonna pull this back and this back.
See, now I like the way I look. But you could do whatever you want. And there you go. That is the completed Skelbo. Thanks for watching. Patty cake, patty cake, patty cake, patty cake, patty cake. Patty cake.